Okay, my friends, it's Roger once again. We all know that the new light bulbs don't have a filament in them anymore. They have these little chips, and these are photo emitting, light emitting diodes. Okay, so they emit photons. Each one of these, I mean, they come out brighter than you can believe. And of course, the globe is around it, and then you see it as a bright light. However, each one of these has its own light source coming out because we put electrons in. Now, if we shine light on this, would we get electrons out? Yes, we absolutely will. And I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to tell you that we can get free energy right now using this technology. They're missing the whole show. All right, so how am I going to prove that we can get electricity out of here by shining light on it? And the more light we shine, the more electricity we get out. Well, first of all, I turn on my meter. Now, what am I looking at here? DC volts. Now, when I put these together, that's a dead short. We have no voltage at all, nothing, zero. Now, I am going to read across one of the CMOS. Look at that. We're going to have some kind of a reading. Look at that. 0.118 volts. Now, watch what happens. I'm going to try to keep this together. This is hard to do when I only have two hands. I lost my third one a while back. Hold on a second. Let me get in here. Nah, that's the way to do it. All right, there we go. Now, there's 0.98 volts. If I completely surround this and stop the light, see that? I can keep it, right down to almost nothing. There it is, zero. If I open it back up and sunlight hits it, it's good. Now, if I take this, which is pretty powerful, and I shine it on it, what should happen? Well, the damn thing should go way up. Now, we only got 0.08 volts right now. That's just almost nothing. However, when we hit it with this, we got a half a volt. We got over a half a volt, 0.5 volts. I take it away and it goes back down to almost nothing. I hit it with high power and it comes back up. Now that's a half a volt. That's a half a volt in this tiny little space. And we're going to have like a shoebox looking thing of these. There'd be hundreds and hundreds, probably 1,000 or so of these little boxes. That's 0.5 volts. You had 1,000, that's 500 volts. We can power virtually anything with about this big of a panel. And the laser is going to shoot into it just like this light shot into that. Now the laser, let's show you what exactly is going to happen inside of the shoebox. All right, I showed you that we can get energy by hitting this with light, just like we get light when we hit this with energy. So it works both ways. We're going to take laser light and put it on steroids and literally hit the same sort of stuff, only here's what it's going to look like inside the little box. I'm going to show you the box in a second. All we're going to do is take laser, just like this, so tiny little cheap lasers, and you can make them flat like this, and shoot lasers all over the place. Very inexpensive, and they would smash into these little devices we made that force the particles to separate. When you do that, you increase the energetic value exponentially, 200 times more glow here than when they started. There was almost nothing here. Really, you wouldn't see anything at all. The only reason you're seeing the wave is because it's being accelerated due to the Venturi that we created. You have to tune it. There's a little bit of engineering, very, very minor. And all of this right here is where we would hit our transition metals, which is going to be this. That's it. Now, but it's going to be a big plate. And this only has to be just a very, very, very close to it. Tiny little spaces and enormous energies. So what would we end up having that we could carry around? And something like this. Have outlets right in it. 50 cycles, 60 cycles, 120 volts, 240 volts. You could have, and you'd have this whole wall back here to be an absorber plate. You might need a little copper in there to give it some, substance, a bus bar basically, and that could go into a disaster area, into the backwoods, and anywhere you want. And if they were watertight and sealed, that's it. They're done. You have a couple little dials, decide what you want, AC, DC, you could have literally anything you want come out of here. Once you create these electrons, from there, it's all over. You do anything you want after that. And because it's fully understood how to deal with them if you can create them in a safe, high energy amount like this. If we get 400 volts, 400 or 500 volts in here, can you imagine the power? It's absolutely stunning what it's capable of, and that's only by using a plate about this big. Of course, this is a Geiger counter. This is an old Geiger counter from 2006. But anyway, it would be something very similar to this size, run a house, a car, easily. And once it's turned on, it just never has to stop. Because you could just use some of this excessive energy to keep the lasers going. And the more you need, the more you turn on lasers. It says, hey, we don't have enough electricity. Well, turn on laser number 7. Well, we still don't have enough. Turn on 8, 9, and 10. How's that? Okay. Yep, that'll do it. You got a whole bank of them running across here, shooting out into that collector plate. Not rocket science. Somebody's going to get extremely rich if they jump onto this quickly. The first ones are going to be the ones that will be there in the end. The ones that don't jump on are lost. I don't want to make any money. I couldn't care less. I want this to be for, hopefully, going to save the Earth. The people, right now, it's a disaster. Nothing but disasters. The Earth is being destroyed. The atmosphere is destroyed. The water's destroyed. Populations are destroyed. The water, the floods, the hurricanes, the tornadoes are getting worse and worse and worse because of what we're doing to the environment. And we're cracking the earth. We're destroying literally everything. And this is the only solution. Free energy is the only way out right now. And all of these components are ready to go right now. They're right off the shelf. They just have to be engineered together and put into a package and out the door. All right, you saw what I showed you. We can use this to run those little CMOS chips and in that little shoebox, and somebody's going to make a ton of money at this, one way or the other. But you're going to have to act now. Get a hold of me. I don't want any money whatsoever. I'll help you. I'll help anybody. I don't care what country you're from. I just want this done. I don't care who does it. I'm not getting any help at the moment, and I've been for 6 years trying to get this across. So if somebody can't come to help me, well, then it's just going to be the way things are. And they're getting worse and worse and worse every day. And I mean they're getting exponentially worse. So if we don't act now, there will be no acting to do. And this is to help the world. This is not anything. I don't want to make any money. And I don't care if you make any money. I see the world runs on money. That's okay. Won't bother me. I just want to see the world keep running.